We're live, everybody. Crazy
Let's
Joe,
go.
spooky dudes, and a special guest, Mr. Shining.
And
Solid.
special in the sense that I rode the short bus when I was a kid. So
Oh, nice.
I appreciate you guys letting me hang out.
Oh, heck yeah, man. We know you love the topic tonight that we're going to be the trailers. We know you love the Phantasm. So,
Oh yeah, like I said, it's in my top 5 all-time movies. Saw it at the theater when it originally came out. You know, saw probably the rest of them except for the last couple at the drive-in. So, good memories.
Heck yeah. I wish they'd bring drive-ins. We don't even have. We used to have one drive-in here years ago, but I think the closest one is in Williston, North Dakota. I think they still have theirs.
Yeah.
But when I lived in Missouri, in Moberly, Missouri, they had a drive-in there where you drove in at 7. They had like a family-oriented movie. You paid $15 a car. Then they had a family-oriented movie. Then they had like a bigger movie at the time. And then at midnight, you had like a free-for-all. It was like an old school horror movie.
Oh yeah.
You know, just like something fun like that. I love that stuff.
Yeah, there's probably, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 drive-ins left in Kentucky. There's one that I used to go to when I was a kid and a teenager. When I got to drive, it's still there. It's been since 1954. But I mean, they showed all the good stuff, but they showed a whole lot of older horror movies, the Hammer stuff.
Oh,
I got to see all that stuff at the drive-in, so that was great. The first Evil Deads and all that. Good stuff.
See ya.
Purple Yoshi.
What's up, Purple Yoshi?
I am one of us.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
How you doing?
Yeah, we watched. I got this kid here. He was raised on Hammer horror.
Oh yeah.
Good man. Yeah.
Hammer, and he never got freaked out when he was younger at any of the movies we watched. It was pretty cool. He loved Chucky.
Oh yeah.
We were at Walmart. He must have been about 3. Then we'll stop with the kids. We'll stop with the family stories here. But we were at Walmart. He must have been about 4 or 5, and they had the Chucky movies.
Chucky Killer Collection with like the little Chucky toy in it.
And he wanted it so bad, and his mom's like, no. And he had a fit in the Walmart.
Hey, I wanted those movies, man.
I know, right?
Yeah, see, my son had the opposite reaction. I was at one of my cousins, me and, my then wife, his mom, and the first Child's Play was on. He was like 4 years old. He's never been able to watch him. He loves horror movies, but he is not a Chucky guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it's such a great cast, too, that first one.
Oh, yeah.
Spooky is a Chucky head. That's true. I love Chucky.
Yeah.
Cheap Comic Collector is in the house.
Rob.
Whoa. What's up, Rob?
Woo.
Yeah. I remember begging you guys to buy me at one of the video stores in town. I saw a copy of Back on the Hammer horror talk. Copy of was Dracula Has Risen from the Grave. Is that what it was? The third one?
Yeah.
And I remember begging you guys to buy it. I was like, I need this movie and I need it now. That's a good movie. That's an awesome movie.
It is. All that Hammer stuff was just. They got that new Universal theme park with the Universal horror, and they finally got kind of the rights through Hammer Pictures, because Hammer was affiliated with Universal, and so now they got a Christopher Lee Dracula and a Peter Cushing guy, Van Helsing. Those are the best. The fight scenes between Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, especially in The Mummy, when he comes smashing through the door and they're just like kicking the crap out of each other. But I like the horror Dracula when he grabs the candlesticks and he makes a cross out of it. They never did that in the United States.
No.
Yeah.
I think it was the original ending for that was like heavily. They had to reshoot it because it was too violent. The only way to see it for the longest time was in Japan for some reason. So
yeah,
that's great.
So,
and then they had to change it to. They had to change the because his face ashes away, you know, because of the sunlight. And the only thing they showed then was the ring, and the ring was gold and red, and then the floor was red, but they couldn't. It had to be black and white, and they couldn't show any red on the Dracula's face.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think the first Hammer film I saw as a kid was Dracula A.D. 1972.
Oh. Yeah,
that's a good one. Man.
That movie's awesome.
Yeah, Johnny Alucard.
Yep. Is that the one?
I saw all the older ones after that. So
is that the one where he gets in the hawthorn berry bush?
That's satanic rites, I think.
Oh, yeah, the satanic rites.
Right. Yeah, that's where his so-called descendant. They're doing they're kind of doing a spooky thing, and they actually don't know they're doing a satanic sacrifice or Dracula or whatever.
Yeah, that last fight scene in 80 is insane.
Yeah,
it is pretty good.
Yeah,
man, Christopher Lee. I watched that documentary on him. Christopher Lee was actually Ian Fleming's cousin.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
And Ian Fleming has been stated on several occasions saying that parts of 007 are based on stories that Christopher Lee told him when he got back from World War II. Because Christopher Lee, dude, he hunted Nazis.
Yeah.
Like that Inglourious Basterds movie. Like that was real shit. I mean, they were Christopher Lee hunted Nazis. I like that story. Then we'll get in the trailer, so we're getting on a rant here. During Lord of the Rings, when they were filming the death scene, Saruman's death scene, or Sauron's. No, Saruman. Who Christopher Lee plays? Saruman or
Saruman?
And Peter Jackson's like, okay, so he's gonna come up and he's gonna stick the knife in your back and just a big scream. And Christopher Lee turns around and he goes, "My dear boy, when you stab someone in the back, they do not scream. It's more of a suffocation." And everybody on the set was just like, how the hell does he know this? How does he know this shit? Yeah. I'm hunting them Nazis.
Hunt them down.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to start off. We're doing the Phantasm movies tonight. But we are going to show Don Coscarelli's Bubba Hotep trailer because just Bubba Hotep is awesome. So
Bubba Hotep is epic. So
you've seen that, right, Shannon?
Oh yeah, I got it in there. Yeah, anything.
All right, here we go, fellas.
Gone from king of rock and roll to this old guy in a rest home.
You were an Elvis impersonator.
You fell off a stage and broke your hip? When was it? 20 years ago.
That's where they took a piece of my brain. I got a little bag of sand up there now.
Jack, President Kennedy was a white man.
They dyed me this color. Let me have your shady investments, an Egyptian soul sucker of some sort.
Some kind of Bubba Hotep.
A mummy hiding out, feeding on the sleeping.
He can just keep on feeding unless he's finally destroyed. All right, man, let's go. Don't make me use myself on you, baby.
Oh yeah,
That's
Give me some
awesome.
more stuff, baby. Oh God, that is
such a good movie.
Yeah.
that is so awesome. And he does such a good like low keyed Elvis impersonation too,
Mhm.
you know. But yeah, when they're it's just one of the smartest movies I've ever seen in my life.
Mhm.
Who'd ever thought of writing a script about Elvis and John F. Kennedy, who's now died, to look like Ozzie Davis, you know,
Right.
one of the greatest stage actors of all time.
Mhm.
That's what I think is funny too, is like he's actually doing, but it's a great script. Aren't they going to do a Bubba
sequel.
Yashka too?
Yeah.
Yeah, Colonel Tom Parker, played by
Paul Giamatti.
Paul
Was it-
Giamatti.
Yeah.
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 They
That
made a
would've
comic
been
book though. They made a comic book based off the script,
Yeah.
and I think the guy that wrote the short story, I think it was Joe. Is it Joe R. Langsdale? I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Langsdale.
Right.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, Ozzie Davis was awesome in that movie, man. He's
Yeah,
just so funny.
I like to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. That was just classic movie.
Oh yeah. It's another movie similar to the first Phantasm that it's like oddly comforting
Yeah,
to watch. It's like such a
Yeah.
perfect like movie to put on at night and just like, you know, it's like relaxing for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm just goofy.
You know,
no,
like they had it like the big giant flying bug like they did in Phantasm 2.
Yep.
There's
a
the
lot
other
of-
finger that got chopped off.
And a lot of that orange pus that Don likes to put in his movies, that orangey, yellowish, nasty pus.
You know?
Right.
All right, so let's get on to the next one. All-time classic, 1979.
Phantasm. Is it a nightmare? Phantasm. Is it an illusion? Phantasm. Is it an evil?
You have to take me home. But why? No questions. You must take me home.
Phantasm. Is it a fantasy? Phantasm. Is it alive?
There was nobody driving.
Whatever it is. If this one doesn't scare you, you're already dead. Phantasm.
Paul Pepperman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are
Uh,
probably one of the greatest openings ever in a movie. Fantastic.
I was surprised I got in the theater. I was 16 when that came out.
Oh, jeez. You're probably like,
Right.
Ryu's here tonight. What's up, Ryu?
What's up?
When,
what was that? Shoot, I was gonna say something. No, that's the kind of movie that you'd want to see in the drive-in. You know, just perfect. Just a perfect drive-in movie. You know. I don't know. It's just the movies, like you said, it's relaxing. It's just one of those movies.
It's like a dream.
Yeah.
The whole movie is like a dream. It feels like a nightmare, but it's like the music's beautiful but ominous. The visuals are, for it being a low budget independent movie.
Yeah.
The camera work is so good and the atmosphere is perfect. It's such an awesome movie.
Yeah, it was like guerrilla filmmaking.
Yeah.
And one of the things that got me right off the bat is like, wait, come on, you know, it didn't start coming up with credits. It's just a phantasm, boom, you know. And then you see poor Tommy out in the graveyard about to, you know.
Yeah.
No.
Poor guy.
No, but yeah, you know, when you watch like the first one, it's like there's such camaraderie between the Mike, Reggie, and Jody characters. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just so cool. It's just like you don't even have to explain it. They'll believe. It's like, you know, Reggie and Jody are out there at the beginning, kind of they're sitting there playing the guitar.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like, what?
You're like, you don't even want it. Normally you'd be like, what's this crap? But then you're just like, actually, this is pretty good stuff. But you know, they're just kind of chilling out. But it's just like, yeah, I need your help, man. There's some stuff going. What? Yeah, okay, let's go. Okay.
Well, that was the best part of it for me, was just like the two brothers and Reggie. You know, there was no cops, there was no authority figures. You know, it was like just those three guys against the world. You know, it was about of course, you know, the tall man stuff is great, but really it was about the brothers and Reggie.
Yeah.
And just
Reggie, one of the most selfless characters in all of movies. Like, seriously, he's just like badass.
Yeah.
Reggie is badass. He's there to always talk, you know.
Yeah.
Talk to him, and I mean, he's not too excited to have to go, you know, fight demons and the tall man, but hey, got to help his friends out, you know.
Yeah. Well, have you guys seen the two early movies that Coscarelli did called Jim the World's Greatest and Kenny and Company?
No. I've heard Kenny and Company. I've heard that one. I haven't seen them though.
Yeah, Jim the World's Greatest. It had Gregory Harrison in it. You remember him?
Yep.
He played in the Logan's Run TV show.
Yeah.
And I think he was on Trapper John MD
Trapper
too.
John MD, yeah, he's a younger guy. Yeah.
But it was him, and I think I believe Reggie Bannister was in it. He played a part in it, and Angus Scrimm played like an abusive dad in that movie. Yeah, so he already had a lot of these guys, you know, kind of already in his pocket to do the films.
Yeah.
And then Kenny and Company had, I think Bannister played a teacher or a principal, and then Michael Baldwin was in that one. He was one of the dudes that was like with the Kenny and all that. So he already had a lot of these guys, and like a lot of the extras, and like the dude that played the one that got the ball in the head in the mausoleum. Yeah, he was in a couple of those. So those, you won't find those. I mean, I saw a DVD copy on eBay once of Kenny and Company. It was like $500. So it's like that rare. You know, you can you can probably watch the whole movie. You might be able to find it on Tubi and like parts of it on YouTube. But yeah, they're pretty esoteric. To put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a lot of. They have all the Phantasm movies on Tubi.
Yeah,
you know, but no, it's just such a good movie. And it's too bad too because it came out between Halloween and Friday the 13th. You know, and I think that that kind of it may have affected it maybe a little bit. Because people now they wanted to see the slasher movies kind of thing,
right?
But But Tall Man, he's just one of the greatest horror movie. He doesn't get his Angus. He doesn't get his props. Ooh, what's this? Look at that,
Oh,
dude. You're not messing around, man. Right there.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I got a stack of stuff here if you guys want to look at it later.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't even know they had. I think all I've seen is like the smaller. Didn't Reaction come out with figures like that?
I think so. Yeah,
The smaller ones.
Hate that I missed that. Now, see that this is funny because the guy that he used to work with is younger. You know, he probably he might be Tucker's age. That I worked with him for a few years, and I got him turned on to the Phantasm movie. So he just wanted to see all things Coscarelli and all things Phantasm. And he actually gave that to me as a gift.
Oh, really?
Thanks so much.
that's awesome.
Man. I was like, wow. I said, you're watching a movie. It's like, 35, 40 years old. So, yeah.
And it still stands up.
Yeah.
I love Tall Man. Me too.
Yeah. I've actually got, I couldn't find it. It's probably, it's buried in a box, but I got an autographed copy of the only Phantasm comic book by Coscarelli. And it really didn't have anything to do with the movie. So the story and art were kind of disappointing, but just to have it, it's one of those collectible things.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, I got the Don Cascarelli came out with the book, the Phantasm book.
I just saw that. Yeah, I got that in my cart on Amazon.
Yeah, I think it came out. I'm actually pretty sure it came out this year, if I'm not.
Yeah. I just saw like he did a commercial for it in a graveyard where they filmed the first two Phantasm movies.
No, I haven't read that yet, so I don't know what's going on in it. But I saw it and I was like, I have to get it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to get it too. It's just like, I guess it might not have all the characters in the movies, but I think it's set in that universe, like with some short stories. So yeah, I'm gonna be sure to get it.
That they filmed a lot of that. I was kind of doing some research. Like the mortuary, the house was up in Oakland. They did some filming up in Oakland, and then a lot of it was like down in the couple of the cemeteries in LA and stuff like that. With
a lot of the gravestones are like props.
Yeah.
And of course the big mausoleum place, that was Dunsmuir, where they've used that in several movies, like what was that one? Burnt Offerings.
Yes, Burnt Offerings.
Yeah, Karen Black. They used it there, and I think in a couple of others. But yeah, that was pretty awesome.
That was Oliver Reed too, was in that too, wasn't he?
Right. Yeah.
That's a weird. The swimming pool.
Right.
That's a weird movie, man.
Yeah.
What else did Oliver Reed did another one? What was that one called? That was like banned for the longest time. But priest.
Women?
Demon Seed or something?
Are you talking about the Ken Russell?
Yeah, Ken Russell movie. What was it called?
Angels? It's called Angels? Something like that? Hold on, let me.
Have you heard of that, Shannon?
What is it?
It's Ken Russell. It had Oliver Reed in it. Where's my phone? I can't remember.
The Devils.
The Devils.
Yeah.
Devils.
See that one.
That's a messed up movie.
Yeah. The Demon Seed, I've seen that one too. I think I got that in my DVD drawer right next to Suspira.
Oh yeah. Heck yeah.
We should do a Ken Russell
We
special.
should. Ken Russell and Argento.
No.
Here we got another one here. What is this? Movies is all the lore they make super deep. Oh yeah.
Yep. I agree.
Lead Paint, how you doing?
Hey,
yes.
What's going on, Greg?
Lead Paint's here. I will fear the Reaper. Do.
Yeah. I also gotta say too, the imagery in this first movie is so like iconic. Almost every shot is iconic.
Yeah.
Out of this movie. Even the shot, like I think is so cool is like right in the beginning ish when Reggie's has the freezer door open. You see all the
cold.
The cold coming out. And you see the tall Angus Grim walking by and he just like It's just crazy. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it's so good.
Yeah, doing that
Yeah.
number.
You know,
The ice cream truck thing. Yeah.
so awesome.
Yeah. Hey, Tucker, if you like the books, I don't know if you got any of these or not.
I've seen those before. I've also been trying to get that comic book for a while too.
Yeah. They got their own website. It's just called phantasm.com. They got a store. So, this one was signed by Coscarelli. I don't know if you can see that. He did it in gold. But,
That's beautiful.
But this is awesome. And, yeah.
Yeah, I might have to spend some money.
Yeah, I think most of these you can get on phantasm.com. This is Phantasm Exhumed. And here is Further Exhumed.
Holy crap, Shannon! You're like a Phantasm fan, dude.
Yeah, I told you, man. I just that is my jam,
Yeah.
And my son's got one of my books. There's another one, and but here you go. Probably heard of this one, right?
True Indie.
True Indie.
Yeah, this is an awesome book.
It's fantastic.
Look at that. True fan since '79.
Yeah. I'm gonna go mobile here. I'll show you guys one more thing, and I'll shut up.
All right. Keep it coming. Here we go. What's this? Oh,
dude.
Is that an original poster?
No, it's a repro, but still to have, Yeah.
That's such a good poster too. That
Yeah.
was such a good poster.
Yeah, there's some other stuff over here. Here's you guys remember this?
Nighthawks?
Nighthawk.
Dude, one of the greatest movies ever.
Yeah. Here's my second favorite franchise, probably sci-fi, Logan's Run. Of course, you got all the Apes posters,
Yep. Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Anyway, just thought I'd show that.
That's awesome.
That is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I know, Tucker. Whenever you do a show with Shannon, you're gonna start looking to see prices on it. Half the shit that he shows us, because that's just what he does.
I just like what I like,
Yeah. Well, I like, and it's nice too, because like I think that time frame when movies came out, like, and we've talked about this all the time, that's just my favorite time period of movies, because that's when I was at the age where I was realizing shit, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Star Wars, Star Wars, Raiders, Battlestar, horror movies, just everything. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah, I've got a VHS of the first three Phantasms, I think.
Me too.
Somewhere. And I couldn't find it. I got the special edition. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. There's I think I got this at Half Price Books or somewhere. Hastings, I don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The Scream Factory.
Right. And then here's got all 5 of them in here. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But, like I said, sort of a fan.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, kind of. But yeah, no, Phantasm 2, this will be a good leeway into the trailer. Phantasm 2, that DVD, remember how hard that was to find for a while?
Mm-hmm.
The second one was really tough, because I remember when that movie trailer came out, because it was like, there's another Phantasm movie, what the hell? Everyone's freaking out. But then when it came out on VHS, it didn't come on DVD right away.
Right. Yeah.
And you're just like, well, what's going on with the second one, Ryu said something here. What's he talking about? You don't get that stuff nowadays, so they just don't seem like they. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Because they put more heart and soul into it. They were trying to figure out how an animatronic is going to work, or how this is going to work, or like in Well, that's in the third one, so we'll wait on that one too. I'm getting ahead of myself. Just too excited. All right, here we go.
All right. Was it 9 years later, 10 years later?
8 years, I think. Yeah, it was
8 years?
87. Yeah.
Phantasm.
Oh,
The
yes.
delusion of a disordered mind. A phantom. A spirit. A ghost. For 10 years, the secret of Perigord Cemetery has remained a mystery. Now, 3 innocent people are about to discover the ultimate evil.
You think that when you die, you go to heaven. You come to us.
We've got to warn people.
This summer, the ball is back. Phantasm 2.
It's only a dream.
It's a dream.
No, it's not.
Rated R.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, 88. Yeah, I was off. Yeah, it's so cool.
That movie's so much fun too. They recasted Mike though, so
Yeah, they wanted a bigger name. They wanted a studio name.
Mhm.
That didn't work out. Because Phantasm's always going to be a fan thing. It's just always going to be. But you don't have the thing about the Phantasm fans are they're not a bunch of douchebags like most Star Wars fans. You know,
yeah.
they don't care. It's like Ravager came out, the last Phantasm movie. Not the best movie. But
That was all crowdfunded though.
Huh?
Yeah.
I think that was crowdfunded the fifth one.
But it's a Phantasm movie.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome. You have the guys are back and
Our dear boys are back.
exactly
Fighting off
never
Tall
knew
Man.
you never knew when you'd be able to see it again, you know?
Yeah.
You had to wait till CBS or NBC or somebody was going to be showing it. And
Spooky Dudes reminds me of the Phantasm Ball. Thank you. That's an honor.
that's nice.
Got to watch
Library.
that. Library.
Hey.
All right. So the second one, thoughts, Shannon? Do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, after the first one, and you had to wait 9 years, and I was like, oh, so cool. And then I saw that Michael Baldwin wasn't in it. I was like, oh no. But to his credit, LaGrosse did a good job. I think the next time I saw him was like in Point Break or something,
Yeah.
And they did a good job. And I liked the whole thing, like where they kind of did the flashback to the first movie, and then they continued it on. And and I was like, wait a minute, is that Reggie's house? Because in the movie it was like, the Pearson's house or whatever. But I kind of liked it. I liked it when they went into the hardware store and like started sawing off the double barrel shotguns.
Yeah. He makes that big sport.
It had moments that I wasn't crazy about. I was like, I didn't care. It's Phantasm. They were back. They actually did a sequel. I didn't think it would happen. So, but it was like the first one that had like a studio behind it. The only one. So, but it.
I
enjoyed it.
Heck yeah. I noticed that about the Phantasm movies. The next one will always takes place except for the last one, I think. But the second one takes place exactly after the first one ended. If that was the same, then the second one or the third one takes place right after the second one ends. I think that's cool how they. Even the fourth one was Oblivion was the same way. Because you see Michael, or he's in the hearse there.
Then the third one at the beginning, he was like in a mental hospital or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, because because you find out what happened to the blonde girl.
Yeah.
Because the hearse or whatever crashes, and then and then the little kid. I'm getting ahead. I gotta shut up. But yeah, no, the second one I really like the second one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's the one of them that you did, like I said, because you couldn't find it anywhere. Not even a lot of video stores had it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I the second one, I've only seen the first and second ones. I've seen those ones the most. I haven't seen like 3, 4, or 5. I've only seen them once. So my memory's a little foggy on the other ones, but the first one and the second one I think are just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So
we got is this the
oh yep. I just had it pulled up here, but Bog. So
Phantasm. The delusion of a disordered mind. A phantom. A spirit. A ghost. For most of his life, a young man has been pursued by a sinister force. Now he must learn the secret of the ultimate evil.
Now it is time for you to come back to me.
Rocky.
And remember, if this one doesn't scare you, you're already dead. Phantasm 3. Coming soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good one too. I just watched that one.
So is that your favorite of the 5?
This like the first one is just kind of in a category all its own for me. It's just too it literally, to me, in my mind, it's a masterpiece. It's like, for that kind of movie, it's like The Godfather Part 2, It's just, it's right there. But the third one, I think it was more, it got me, when I saw the third one for the first time, it got me back into watching the first and the second one again to kind of recollect what was going on and stuff like that. But I like the little kid, Tim.
Name, yeah.
He's pretty kick-ass in that movie. He's really good in that movie. And then Rocky.
You're right. Rocky actually shows up in the last movie.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
Yep. But her and her nunchucks.
Right. Yeah, but I think it's one of these books I was reading. The reason they brought Tim in because the Michael character was kind of grown up now, and they just kind of wanted to see if they could make that same kind of thing work with him. Which Tim was a little bit more hardcore, but
he was a good shot.
Yeah, he was. It was like, oh look, we got zombies in Phantasm.
Yeah. Phantasm lunchbox and thermos. That would have been great.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have paid money for that one.
Oh, heck yeah. It is pretty funny. After my tin Texas Chainsaw lunchbox was dented and swiped by the school bully. Man, that would have been it. They do, actually, the library, we've had this chat. They do have Texas Chainsaw Massacre lunchboxes. But I mean, they're newer. They're not old, We got
Easy Comic Reader.
Got Mike in the house. All right.
No.
But no, the third one, I don't know. It was just fun because you had all the original guys back.
Oh yeah.
Because I think the guy Jody, the original actor who played Jody, was back. They were all in
it.
it.
Was he was inside the ball on this one, wasn't he? Or was that the fourth one?
No, that was this one.
That was this one, I think.
He came out every once in a while,
right.
To give words of advice. Like when Reggie's in strange situation with Rocky.
Right.
Can't you just leave me alone, man? Give me a couple of minutes. You got to get behind me. No, not like that.
Yeah.
You got to get Mike back. And you're just like, you guys. Nice.
Oh.
But no, total thumbs up on the third one, too.
Oh, yeah.
I need to rewatch it. I should have rewatched it this week, but I've been so busy. I was like, no. But yeah.
Now, was it the third one or the fourth one where they used some of those cut scenes that were in the first one, like where Reggie and Mike were riding in the ice cream truck at night?
That's in the fourth one, I think.
The fourth one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff's good.
Yeah, that's where they tried to hang him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Do you know Cascarelli's daughter is a professional chef?
Oh, is that right?
She had a show on the Food Network. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
Library, we were just talking about that. I think they do have Super 7 does have some. All right.
That's a good movie.
Uh-huh.
Cobra.
Cobra. I was like, that's another good movie.
I know. Whenever I'd be hosing the yard, and I would roll the hose up. What's your first thing that would come to my mind? Indiana Jones folding, getting his whip, together. But whenever I had an axe or something or chopping something down, I always think of that opening scene in Cobra when they're like, ching, ching, ching.
Right.
They're remaking that. They're remaking Cobra.
Why?
Really?
I don't know. I forgot who was attached, but it could be interesting. But also, why remake it? So, George Cosmatos.
Yeah, that's not cool.
No.
Sick of these remakes.
Me too.
You know what they're not going to remake? Phantasm. You know why? Because they don't need to.
No.
Just keep it going. The guy that Reggie, though, he's really sick, actually.
Yeah, he's in hospice right now.
Yeah, he's got dementia and he's doing pretty bad. I hated to hear that because they are actually up here at one of the scare fests, like every cast member except for Angus Scrim and the kid that gifted me the tall man figure. He got to meet them all,
Oh.
And got pictures with all of them, Cat Lester, Lady in Lavender, and I was like, man, I'm jealous.
Yeah, no doubt. See, that would be cool, man. Get a poster with everybody signing it or something like that.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Too on the third one, when Mike is in the insane asylum or whatever, one of those nurses is actually Cat Lester.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Go back and look at it. She's one of the crazy looking nurses.
Oh, is she the one that attacks him?
I can't remember. It's been a minute since I've watched that one, but I know she's in it just for a minute or two,
Oh, maybe, I don't know. Maybe she's the one that he was kind of flirting with. Reggie's always flirting with the ladies,
Yeah. It's the bald spot. It's
the bald spot and the ponytail.
Yeah. He's a horn dog, all right.
He is. He's got to stop.
Yeah.
No time for love, Dr. Jones.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Want to get the
Phantasm 4 Oblivion time.
Oblivion.
Phantasm. The delusion of a disordered mind. A phantom. A spirit.
A terrifying motion picture experience. For 20 years, the secret of the spheres has remained a mystery. Now, two innocent people are about to confront the ultimate evil.
The final game. I'll begin.
Sci-fi horror. With balls. Phantasm 4.
Yeah.
Boy. Coming soon.
I forgot how many funny moments were in that one.
Oh yeah. I
That-
say what?
This movie, from what I remember,
Game Boy. But the game.
There we go. All right. From what I remember that one feeling like an actual like I didn't think it was real watching it at all.
The fourth one?
The fourth one when I watched it for the first time when they were on like TV when I was a kid, I just didn't think that one was real. It was just so crazy.
Yeah, it was great.
Mhm.
And of course, the blonde that was in the car, her Reggie was hooked up and she had balls for boobs.
Yeah, yeah. It's just, well, we're gonna have to put someone's gonna have to have balls, boobs made out of balls in this one, guys. Okay,
Yeah.
well, let's find a spot for it.
Right.
No.
Yeah, anytime you see a quote from Coscarelli anymore saying, remember, keep your balls in the air.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that. Reggie's like
Incredibles.
they go flipping off. Yeah, that's another thing too. In the third one, when Mike finds out, he's trying to figure out how they can defeat the tall man, and it's cold,
Right. Yeah.
And he was remembering, and they had that flashback where he was like across the street looking at Reggie at the the truck, the cold truck.
Yeah.
And then he's standing, tall man standing behind there, kind of.
Right.
Oh, it's cold. And Reggie's like, well, you could have told me this before that,
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of those missing scenes that like where they shot him with it was a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
Made his head explode,
Is there an X-rated version of number 2?
Never heard that.
I haven't heard that either.
If Reggie was in it, I'd be afraid to watch it.
Yeah, right? Yeah. It'd be weird.
What do you think about to me, one of the best things about those movies was the music. The sound.
Yeah.
I just love that tune, And it's just a few notes, I actually worked like a bass part of that, and and I was like, I don't know, it's just cool.
It's just a classic. I don't know where Spooky Dudes went. Probably had to go to the bathroom, eating tacos. Yeah, no, it is.
I'll be right back.
Okay. But it's because of the blood and violence. I think maybe there is one.
Oh, okay. Wow. Didn't know that. And I should know that. Now you got me curious, Greg.
Yeah, now we're going to have to cage match between the Phantasm Man and the old man from Poltergeist.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about him. Yeah.
That dude was creepy.
That was from the second one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Another favorite franchise of mine.
Oh, heck yeah. That first did you see the remake?
I did not.
I didn't either. I didn't want to.
I did. It's like say some things don't need to be remade.
Mm-hmm.
That just tells me that they're running out of ideas.
I like that first one, so that's just one of the best.
Yeah.
I like the build up that Toby Hooper brought in. It was like when what's his name? James Karen takes Craig T. Nelson up on the side of the hill there.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, how about a house right here? And he's like, well, what about all these gravestones? Well, we'll just move them like we did before. And he's like, wait a minute. What? Yeah, down where you guys are living, kind of thing.
Yeah. It's
just that
yeah.
Nice suspense stuff. What is this? Probably.
Yeah. I think I did hear that. Yeah. Yeah, I knew they made a Poltergeist remake, but I was like, why?
Well, they switched that. I think they switched the Sam Rockwell, I think, he plays the dad.
Okay.
But instead of the mom saving the kids, I think they put more emphasis on the dad in the remake. But that's what made the first one so good.
Yeah.
It's like how many characters, save her kids from the freaking bowels of hell wearing a t-shirt and panties. Joe Beth Williams.
Oh, yeah. I love her, man. Her and Craig T. Nelson were perfect in that. And what was the little woman's name that was like that cleaned the houses?
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think she's still alive.
You're kidding. Wow. Yeah, I remember her. She was in 16 Candles.
Yep.
Can't think of her name.
She also voiced the Scariest Places on Earth TV show that Fox had years ago.
Oh, really? Wow. Did not know that.
Oh, yeah, man. I'd take a free ticket anywhere.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, Poltergeist is one of my you don't need a bunch of gore and crap. From watching the thing about the Phantasm movies too, there really isn't a lot of gore in these movies.
No, that's why people can't really define what they are. I mean, is it a horror movie? Is it a sci-fi movie? Is it a fantasy movie? Is it a dream tale? I mean, it's all of it.
Yeah,
that's why I like it because it wasn't the normal slash and gore stuff.
And it was always a question. They never really. So I need to start looking at some of these books that you and Tuck have because they don't really get into the tall man story that much, do they? In the movies.
No. Those books are great. I mean, they talk about the budget for the first movie. I think Coscarelli's dad funded the thing.
Yeah.
It was like what, just a few $100,000 or something like that, and they filmed a lot like in Coscarelli's house. And that stuff is that's fascinating to me, and it's just so great. Somebody that just want to make a movie.
Yeah.
And I guess the way he came up with the story, he went out to like a cabin out in the woods and was like staying there for the weekend, and he just got all spooked, and he had like a weird dream, and next thing you know, he's got the script.
Yeah.
And his mom actually wrote a novelization of that first movie, and I would love to have that, but you can't find it anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Who wrote it? He did?
No, his mom, Kate Coscarelli. She's the one who did the makeup and everything. Yeah. She wrote a novelization of it, and I've not been able to find it. And I've looked for years.
Dang. It's one of those hard to find.
Yeah.
Hard to find ones. That's really interesting. I guess that would be kind of spooky.
Yeah.
Go out to some cabin, especially like in the deep south somewhere, like where it's just trees.
Yeah, like an Evil Dead.
Oh God. Tucker, that's a movie that kid cannot. The first Evil Dead, he has a hard time watching it because of the makeup effects, especially from what's her name that's in the cellar.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Right.
God, that's another great movie. That came out the same time as Phantasm, didn't it? 79, 80?
Yeah. If it wasn't around the same time, it was like pretty soon after. But I saw that one at the drive-in when it came out. That's a good drive-in movie, you know. But I saw all kinds of like all the Hammer stuff and like all the other Hammer knockoffs. I mean, I remember some movie called The Succubus.
Yep.
Yeah, about the girl that was, you know, she'd like appear and then whatever evil or whatever thing you would like. I just remember there was like some guy was trying to get some gold or some money, and all of a sudden this room filled with gold coins and smothered him or something. Did you see that one?
Yeah, it had John Cassavetes was in it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's actually pretty good.
And I can't remember if that's the same one or if it was a Hammer film, but like at the beginning and the end of the film, when they were running credits, there was like a severed head bouncing down the stairs.
Yeah.
You know, of this castle. And I'm like, what was that movie?
One left.
That's sad, man. I love drive-in movies.
So do I.
Yeah. Let me show you another book real quick.
Ozzy, I would totally survive Phantasm. Yeah. Totally.
Here we go.
Joe Bob. Heck yeah.
Joe Bob Briggs, yeah. He was my guy. On USA.
I love his show.
Yeah, he just he has some kind of web series there. I can't think what the name of it was, but it's the same kind of stuff.
He because he was on what, TNT, right? Years ago.
Yeah. He is all night. Yeah.
And one night, because it was on, it was Saturday nights, I think, or whatever, Friday or Saturday. Because I came home from the bar one night. I was living in me and a couple roommates in an apartment, and I was sitting there eating some mac and cheese or something, and Joe Bob Briggs was on, and he was showing these old 70s, and that's the first time I saw that Peter Graves, a Bigfoot documentary.
Yeah.
And it had that old 70s grimy, grainy film.
Yeah,
and I'm sitting there watching it like, it really creeped me out. And it wasn't the Jack Daniels talking either, man. It was really creeping me out. I think I was like, I had the bowl. I was just kept watching it. I had like the bowl here, and I was like smoking, drinking a beer, eating mac and cheese, smoking.
Yeah, I mean, I still love horror movies. I don't get a chance to watch hardly anything anymore, but man, when I was a teenager, especially, it was a drive-in every weekend. But it was one of those things like when me and my cousin started driving. It was like, first we had to beg to go. We had to beg to borrow a vehicle. We had to beg for the money, because none of us had jobs yet. So it was an ordeal, and half the time we get there like halfway through the first movie,
Yeah. And we were talking about this too earlier, or last night. Back then, a movie ticket was $3.50 to $5, which was pretty reasonable even at the time, right?
Yes.
Or you didn't think about it, and you'd see a lot of very different, various types of movies. Some good, some bad.
Right.
You paid the ticket. It's like we were talking last night about the new Superman movie. I think it's going to be good. I don't know. But, people that sit there, and I don't know if it came out to be a Superman movie, I would definitely go. But if it was like an Incredible Hulk movie, I would go. But like Captain America, Brave New World, I don't know if I want to spend $50 to $70 on something I'm not going to enjoy.
Right.
It's different nowadays.
Yeah, I just, all the Marvel movies, I mean, up to like this last phase, I probably saw them all. But the Brave New World thing, I was like, the thing that got me is like, okay, they got the Red Hulk, but he just looks like Harrison Ford, so I couldn't really take it seriously.
Yeah, right? You're like, that's Han Solo's big and red. I love the Daredevil Born Again. Did you see that? Did you have Disney Plus?
I don't have Disney anymore. I've been wanting to get it back, so I'm gonna go ahead and watch it when I get it back. But I've heard all kinds of good stuff. I have a couple of friends at work that watched it. So great.
So good, man. So good.
Was it as good as the first series?
It was up. It was. I would compare it to what? Season 3 was my favorite. I would compare season 4 to maybe season 2. It was just how Matt Murdock was no longer Daredevil. Carlton Fisk, baseball player. I've done that before. Remember Carlton Fisk? There he goes.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wilson
I'm a
Fisk was no
Cincinnati Reds
longer.
fan, so yeah, I know.
Yeah. Wilson Fisk was no longer Kingpin.
Yeah.
But at the end of the series, Daredevil was back, and the Kingpin was back. So it was how they meshed those together on how they went back to their old ways was just awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool. And Vincent D'Onofrio is just an amazing actor anyway. So
yeah, he is.
I could see him being one of the major. He'll be the major baddie in the street level Marvel stuff, which is cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard Sinners is really good.
Yeah, I need to watch Sinners. I really want to see that.
All right, we got the fourth one queued up.
Right, I got the.
Since you had to go leave and do whatever you did.
Yeah, it was messy.
It's my boy.
Yeah, it was so bad, dude. I shouldn't have eaten Taco Bell. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was gonna come up with this whole spiel about my cats throwing up. No, it was bad.
Hey, you can't lie about it.
I can't lie about it.
Be honest.
I was sitting here and I was just like,
"Don't you know? Yeah, you're just."
I was like, "Is it gonna happen?" I was literally sitting here. You probably tell in the last like 5 minutes before I left. I was literally going. So, anyways, all right, yeah, I got this pulled up now. So
see, now this bothers me because when you were younger, I could tell when you had to poop or if you did poop. So now when I'm talking to you, I'm going to be like, "Does he have to poop?" I can't tell.
All the time, perpetually. I have to. I always got to go. It's like in the first Avengers movie where he's like, "Well, you got to be angry." He's like, "Well, that's the thing, Cap. I'm always angry. I always got to take a shit." That's just me.
The incredible shit.
Taco Bell horse meat. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're this shit talk. Let's get to
There are some schools of thought that suggest the possibility that one could be in two places at once.
There he is.
I can't tell what's real anymore. So I wander, following the tall man's path of destruction. One eye out for those spheres, and the other for him.
He is clearly delusional.
You're not even real. You're my bad dream. Stay out of my way.
Oh, it really is an amazing story.
Epic, actually.
Music.
And then this one was the only one that Cascarelli didn't direct, correct? I think he directed the.
Yeah,
he did.
He produced it, but he didn't direct it. Yeah. He wrote it.
Yeah. I know. Like watching behind the scenes for that one, for like the documentary where they like got the gang back together and everything. I know the Reggie was like really nervous because the guy's credit before directing this was like Winnie the Pooh TV specials,
Right. Yeah.
and stuff. So he's kind of like the guy that directed Winnie the Pooh's doing the fifth Phantasm movie.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I don't know. This movie, this is like I don't know. The movie is extremely charming. It's sweet to see everyone back. The only thing though with like low budget movies nowadays, maybe this is a hot take or something, but like the bad CGI, bad green screen and stuff, it's really jarring compared to like a movie from like the 80s or early 90s with bad CG or like bad green screen. I don't know. There's something more charming about the stuff from like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
That has that versus like nowadays when you're watching like a Sharknado or something and it has like that weird CG. But I mean, other than that, the movie is it's a good movie. It's like entertaining, you know.
Yeah.
So
I liked it. I thought it was all right.
Yeah, it was. I mean, none of these movies make any sense.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking for like a linear story or something, but that's kind of the charm of it. You know, like I say, if you're a true PHAN, you know, it's okay. Yeah, this is what we expect. This is what we want. You know.
Yeah.
But and of course, you get to the end, and it really doesn't end. Still. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just always continuing.
Oh, we've souped up the CUDA, and you know, we've got Rocky, and we've got a midget. And we got Mike and Jody back, and
yeah. What do they call those little guys again? There's a name for them.
Dwarfs.
No, the intruders. No. Are they called Ravagers?
I'm not sure. What do they call you? It says on here, evil minion.
Evil minion.
Evil minion.
They're evil minions.
Like the minions from the Minion movies, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was because the first one came out like 2 years after Star Wars. I was like, look, there's Jawas. But that was later, though, right? Yeah.
Box trolls, yeah.
Box trolls, yeah. I don't know.
Also, we were talking about the novelization for the Phantasm. I wanted to grab these just to kind of show them off, but also this website used to have they go back and they reprint old novelizations and make them like cheap, like $10 to $15.
Oh wow!
They're called Apocalypse or encyclopediaapocalypse.com. They used to have the Phantasm novelization. They've recently took it off. I just checked. They took it off.
Yeah. There's my luck, man.
It's like, no, and I'm trying to find like maybe somebody's selling their copy. Can't find it either. So, but yeah, really cool company. They redid. I'm a huge Fright Night fan, so they did the original novelization, and then a continuation series too in book that Tom Holland wrote.
What's the link again?
It's encyclopocalypse.com. I can send it to you.
Okay.
But, really awesome though. They have like they also go back and do novelizations of movies that don't have no novelizations, like the Cruel Jaws, the Jaws ripoff movie.
Yeah.
They did that, and then Hardcore. They did like a novelization of Hardcore, like the George C. Scott, Paul Schrader.
Really?
Or Paul Schrader.
Paul Schrader, yeah.
Paul Schrader.
Yeah. That's cool.
Stuff like that. Hellraiser screenplay for Bloodline, the like before it got massacred by the producers and everything.
Yeah.
But Manborg.
Oh wow.
Manborg.
Yeah. Of Unknown Origin.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a great movie.
Yeah.
Peter Weller's finest hour.
They also did a novelization of the Reanimator movie, not just like the original short story, but they that's cool.
That's great.
Oh, I love that of Unknown Origin. Oh, that's a tough one to find too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got some old I might have showed them on a stream, Joe. Those novelizations they did of the old Planet of the Apes TV series.
Ooh.
Yeah, and actually, there have been a couple books since then. One's called "Conspiracy on Planet of the Apes," and it kind of shows what happened between the first and second movie, like where they captured the one guy and lobotomized him and everything.
Oh yeah,
part of it was like from his point of view, and like they, they found shows Dr. Milo pulling the ship out of the water so they could, So it was actually a really good story.
See, those are other movies, man. I love the older Planet of the Apes movies because I remember what it was like before Star Wars, and it was Planet of the Apes.
Right.
That's all it was. Planet of the Apes, Mego, superheroes.
Yep.
My brother down in Moberly, Missouri, Centralia, Missouri, was at a garage sale this morning. He called me, and remember Tyco?
Yeah.
Tyco had the electronic cars, race cars.
Yeah.
And he found he said in pristine, because we used to have, my dad bought us one, man, that was we could fit the whole thing on our ping pong table. Huge ping pong table.
Yeah.
And he found one. And he had like 6 cars with it. The cars.
Crazy.
And the guy that sold it to him didn't know if it worked. And he said he got home and he hooked it up in his garage. He's like, dude, I've been playing these racetrack all day today, man. And I'm like, you dick. Uncle Todd.
That's funny.
That's cool. Bendy Barbarian play sets from the 80s. I remember those.
Yeah. Yeah, but the Phantasm movie, I mean, the whole, franchise, I love it. But that was, the first one was always going to be like in my top 5, As far as horror movies, I don't know if you could really call Phantasm a horror movie. Like I say, it's sci-fi and fantasy and horror all rolled into one, and comedy,
Yeah.
So probably the original Amityville was my favorite.
Oh, yeah. Margot Kidder.
Yeah, I got a little poster over that she actually signed for me. I got a picture with her here somewhere, but she was cool.
Yep.
But yeah, I got the original novelization of it. It wasn't like a novelization movie. It was like what really happened to the Lutzes, And for some reason, probably 15, 20 years ago, I decided I was at home at night. We lived in another place, and it was dark and had the curtains open. It was just me in the house, and I was sitting there reading it and creeped the shit out of myself. Because, it was reading like the supposedly real, of course, you have the conspiracy theorists say it didn't happen, and the stepkids say it didn't happen, and but just the hearing like what supposedly happened to the real people was like, I was like, oh
yeah, that's
time I heard noise, I'd be jumping because it was definitely quiet, nobody there but me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's when it's good.
God, what was that family's name? What was his name? The
Lutzes.
Lutzes.
Yeah.
See, George Lutz used to be on. He used to go on Art Bell all the time.
Yeah.
And even Art Bell would question him like, "Well, why didn't you guys just move? Why'd you guys stay?" It's like, well, because I spent this money on his house. I didn't, all that stuff, and but yeah, he was a regular on the Coast to Coast show back in the day.
Yeah, I guess back in the early 70s, $80,000 was a lot for a house.
Yeah.
So,
but a lot of people said for the area in New Jersey or wherever, in New Jersey, yeah, along the water, and it had the boathouse, and it had, it was like, really good price for for a house.
But I guess that was affected by the 5 murders that was in there before they showed up. What was it? DeFeo. Yeah, the DeFeo. Yeah. Ron DeFeo.
It's all right.
You got me wanting to watch the Poltergeist movies now.
I know. That first one is just
one
of the best. One of the best, except for the part with the sister at the end when she's like, "What's going on?" She gets out of the car and they're like, "Shut up!" And then the son's like, "Just go, Dad, just go, leave her, just go." It's
Right.
like,
yeah.
Well, all right, guys. I think we're gonna call it here. That was a Shannon. Thank you for showing up.
Hey guys, I appreciate you having me on. This was really fun. I enjoyed it. After this week, this was kind of a nice little diversion, you know.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it, Joe. Tucker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
All movies, you're invited anytime, man.
I appreciate it. I don't know how the schedule gets pretty busy, you know, from here on out with the music and everything. But anytime I got a chance, you know, I'll either be in the chat or, you know, if you guys need a third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know you like all the same movies we do, so
yeah. Anything you guys talk about, I was like, well, I like that. I like it. Okay. And I always watch the replay, you know. But yeah, it's a great show you guys got on here.
Thank you, Ryu. Thank you, Library.
Hey,
thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Lead Paint.
Thanks.
Mike. Easy Comic Reader.
Easy. Sunny South Texas.
Ryu, give those kids a hug for me. All right, everybody. Everybody in the chat, thank you. We'll see you guys next week, the same time. Who knows what we'll be watching? We don't even know.
We don't.
We might even talk about some Poltergeist. I don't know. It is an idea, though.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. All right.
No.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your weekend and have a great week. See you next
Good night,
Saturday.
guys. Bye. Woo. I think we're out. I think we're clear.
No, I think I keep hitting the wrong button. It's so hard, you guys. You don't understand.